Hello again, and welcome back to Scary Stories in Wonderland. I'm your host, Allison In Wonderland. In the next several videos, we'll be taking a look at the 50 states of America and looking at some of the urban legends in each state. I'm looking forward to these videos because one of my favorite things to talk about are urban legends. Now, on to some of the spooky tales starting in Alabama. Hell's Gate Bridge. The generally accepted story of Hell's Gate Bridge started in the 1950s. A young couple driving over the bridge somehow drove their car over the bridge one night and both drowned. There are two legends associated with Hell's Gate Bridge. One, that if you drive your car out to the middle of the bridge and turn off the lights, the couple will magically appear in your car and leave a wet spot on the seat. The other, which is how the bridge got its name, is the belief that if you drive over the bridge and look over your shoulder halfway through, the scenery behind you turns into a portal to hell, engulfed in flames. Potentially, to curb ghost hunters and bored teenagers, Hell's Gate Bridge is closed to cars and is in such disrepair that walking across is strongly discouraged. Crybaby Hollow Bridge. Various urban legends have arisen around the claims that Crybaby Hollow and the bridge going across it are haunted. A baby is said to have died there, either from a murder, a car accident, a wagon accident from pioneer days, or variations on the theme. People claim to hear the baby crying and claim their car shakes if they go across the bridge, which, of course, has nothing to do with the engineering. Sally Carter's Grave. Anyone attending in Huntsville through 1982 likely made a visit to Sally Carter's grave. According to the legend, Sally was a teenager visiting her sister, Mary Ewing, at Cedarhurst Mansion in 1837, when she was taken ill and died. She was buried in the family cemetery at South Huntsville Estate. Her headstone read, "My flesh shall slumber in the ground, till the last trumpet's joyful sound. Then burst the chains with sweet surprise, and my Saviour's image arrives." According to RealHaunts.com, sightings of Sally's ghost started in 1919, when a teenage boy who was staying in the mansion had a dream about her. In the dream, Sally came to him and told him to fix her tombstone, which had been toppled over during the previous night's storm. Sure enough, he went there to visit her tombstone the next morning. It had been knocked down. Since then, dozens of people have reported seeing Sally's ghost either in the mansion or at her grave. But numerous visits to the grave site have took their toll. The site was often vandalized, and Sally's remains were exhumed in December 1982 and reinterred in an undisclosed location. The mansion is now the clubhouse for a gated community. Witch in the Woods. Those who walk along the wooded Hines Road in Gadsden are likely to run across a woman who is said to have sold her soul to the devil. According to hauntedplaces.org, legend says the woman was a witch who lived in a shack deep in the woods, and her evil soul still lingers on to frighten and bedevil the good folk of Alabama. Satanic Ram Man Sculpture. A fountain in Birmingham's Five Point area is the stuff of legend. Called the Storyteller, the sculptural fountain was created in 1991 by local artist Frank Fleming. Although Fleming considered the focal figure of a half-man, half-ram, surrounded by woodland creatures to be in the southern tradition of storytelling, some people thought the ram-headed man holding a 9-foot-long staff represented Satan, and the 5 frogs surrounding him symbolized a pentagram. This led to tales of satanic rituals at the site, although no evidence supports the claim. Hug and Molly. For mothers wanting their children to hurry home at dark, the legend of the witch like Huggin' Molly was a helper. For children, she was downright frightening. Legend claims a phantom woman would appear to children, but only at night. She would squeeze them tightly, then scream in their ears. She never harmed them, other than perhaps causing some ringing in their ears. The figure was as much as 7 feet tall, wearing dark clothing and a wide-brimmed hat. One version of the story claims Molly was a ghost of a woman who had lost an infant, who dealt with the tragedy by hugging local children. Another states Molly was a professor at the former Southeast Alabama Agricultural School, who was trying to keep students safe by keeping them off the streets at night. Today, Abbeville residents can remember Huggin' Molly by venturing downtown and stopping in a cafe named for the Phantom. Huggin' Molly's is set in an old pharmacy, complete with a soda fountain, and offers such treats as sandwiches and Molly fingers. Huggin' Molly's is located at 129 Kirkland Street in Abbeville. Hey y'all, Allison in Wonderland here. Thank you for watching today's urban legend video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I also have my email in the description if you want to hear a future story narrated by me. And I do apologize for the couple little bumps in the road there. It's kind of getting hard for me to see a little bit, so I have to wait for my glasses to come in. So I'll see y'all later.